Simon Mitchell. I'm the founder of Photo Enterprise, and I'm with Rebecca Litchfield, the photographer, who has been a fashion photographer and a fine art photographer, author and visual storyteller. You've recently published Soviet Ghosts. Can you tell us about that?
It was a book commission that I got in 2012, and I'm basically visiting the abandoned buildings of the former Soviet Union and its satellite states, and I travelled over 10 different countries to do this.
That's pretty amazing. And how do you go about finding your photo shoot locations, especially where they are in foreign lands?
It takes a lot of research to find the abandoned buildings, as we try to keep them as secret as possible due to people going in and vandalising them. So it does take a lot of kind of researching on Google and asking people that have previously been. But there's a big degree of kind of trust in our kind of group of friends when we kind of share the locations.
Fantastic. Okay. And are there any dangers involved with the abandoned buildings that you go in?
Well, obviously, abandoned buildings are very dangerous places to be. There's like a lot of decay, and the floorboards can be rotten, and you have to be very, very careful when you're like walking around them.
Have you had any accidents, or is it usually okay?
I mean, I'm forever coming home with cuts and bruises from climbing in windows and going over fences, but luckily none of my friends have had any bad accidents.
Good.
We all just kind of look after each other, and no one's been hurt.
It's a good teamwork, yeah. Excellent. So you've been to some amazing places, including Iceland recently. Do you have any favourites that stand out?
Oh, that's really hard. I've been to over 400 different abandoned buildings now. Yeah, I mean, there's a handful that will always stay in my memory as being like the most epic and amazing. I think the cover for my book, it's an abandoned Soviet monument in Bulgaria, and you had to climb up a mountain, and it was all covered in snow and mist when we went. Just having it kind of reveal itself with like 5 meters like to go, and just seeing it for the first time and walking into that arena, and it just took my breath away. Just places like that are just amazing. Also, there's like an abandoned Victorian house with all the objects still remaining, and just the stories that has, and being able to wander around that and see it, it's just incredible.
Fantastic.
Of course, Iceland was absolutely amazing as well. It's such an otherworldly place, and it's just beautiful. It's hard to kind of capture that in a photo. But I tried my best.
I think you did, yeah, well done. You say you do a lot of planning. Does that mean that you visit the abandoned building first as well in your planning, or is that not possible sometimes?
The abandoned buildings? Well, if it's like a model photo shoot, I mean, it started for me as location hunting for model abandoned building shoots. And I'd always go check out the buildings first to make sure they weren't too dangerous, or that you could actually get in, because there's a lot of planning that goes into these shoots. So just to make sure that it runs smoothly, I'd always go and check them out first. But yeah, then my work kind of took over, just taking photos of the abandoned buildings, and then it became less about models. But I still do lots and lots of model photography in abandoned buildings.
It's a great combination. So what advice would you give for people inspired by your photography?
I'd just say you just have to think of projects that stand out and are different, because people are doing the same things over and over again. You just have to think of something really unique that nobody's done before to be able to get opportunities to just do these things, like have book deals and go to these places.
Fantastic. Okay, and can you talk about combining the people photography and your urban exploration?
Explain.
Well, the combination, what gave you the idea of combine? I think you probably already answered it, but just combining the people photography as a fashion photographer initially, and then the urban exploration that has come into it.
Yeah, well, I was a fashion photographer, and it did start off as finding locations to shoot models in, but my work style is very much like the beauty found in the decay and the darkness. So I find that by adding this kind of extra element of like a human person inside the buildings, it gives a new kind of story and narrative, and a lot more emotional to the viewer to be able to see this kind of thing and just build up stories inside their heads.
Fantastic. And where are you currently selling your large prints, and what size are they?
I'm doing 3 sizes, so there's a small one, a medium one and a large one, and my agent in New York sells these for me. My biggest print at the moment is 60 by 40.
That's pretty big. So if somebody wanted to buy one, where would they go?
Yeah, my agent in New York, she's dbrandon@gmail.com, d.brandon@gmail.com.
Okay, fantastic. And if somebody wants to find out more about you or see more of your work, have you a website?
Yeah, my website's www.rebeccalitchfield.com.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for speaking to me today. Thanks.